What in the Journey to the West is going on right now?
LEGO Ninjago has decided to try to go even more epic than ever before, maybe taking some notes from the epicness of Monkey Kid, and we are seeing some of the most biblically accurate LEGO Ninjago sets ever. I am joined by Methuselah right now, and we are really excited to get into talking about these sets.
Yeah, we're just going to be covering the two Ninjago Legends sets that were just revealed. And guys, these things look like they came literally straight out of, I don't want to be sacrilegious, but if there was a Ninjago Bible, this is where they would come from. But it's true, because it says Legends, right?
Allegedly, these are from the new Ninjago Legends Monstrosity TV show. The trailer's out today.
And let me guess, we can only watch that show on Pluto TV or Tubi.gov, and we can't even watch the show on an actual streaming platform, bro.
That's gotta be on YouTube. That'd be crazy not to.
Starting with the Fire Knight mech, what did you think when you first saw this, Daniel Lewa?
It's literally Monkey Kid X Hero Factory Invasion from Below. We're pulling the capes in from like the Monkey Kid Warrior mech. We're pulling in some artistic license box art from Hidden Side. It's a mix of everything. It's super fascinating how they're trying to nail the static collector market where it's like, oh, somebody who wants to build something like a Gundam and display it in this epic pose. You know, marketing it to 14 plus. The only Ninjago sets that are marketed 14 plus are the modulars. And so these are actual kind of playset type things marketed to an older audience. I think it's a super interesting experiment.
We should be sitting here and being grateful because sometimes we dog on Ninjago for not trying new things and for doing the same green dragon over. Oh, crap. Sometimes we make fun of Ninjago for doing the same thing over and over. So they're trying to do something a little different. Is it another Red Kai mech? Yes, but this thing is posed and displayed like it's supposed to be a display piece specifically. Obviously, that's obviously what they're trying to do. They're being blatant with it. And it does. I'm just going to say it. You know what? I don't even care. It looks a little bit third party to me when you see this box art. Because it's different to Lego. It does look a little third party like these. I'm not saying that's a bad thing either. I see these things on Temu where it's a buildable brick brand that's posed and trying to be adult-like. I'm just saying, I've seen this before on Temu.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe what you're trying to get at is the little bit over-designed aspect, because what I see from third party is they try to do this like ultra over-designed thing, and so you want to click on it and buy it, and when you get it, and it's just cruddy. Yeah. So maybe Lego is finally beating these third parties at their own game, where they do kind of this little more over-designed display piece, very nice box presentation and everything, but have the build and the quality of the bricks and everything be actually top tier.
I think that's what it is, because also the box art being different kind of makes your brain think, oh, is it not Lego? So you kind of think it's third party. And of course, this is not Temu quality. Of course, this looks like Lego quality. Some of the highlights are these spikes, the knees with the spikes on it. That looks freaking cool. Spikes jutting out, angled shoulders. A tassel on his head. Is that a new piece?
Yeah, that is new. And that does show up in some of the other new Ninjago sets for 2025. It's something that could be like a tassel, very Sun Wukong coded.
Okay, just stop. I think you're giving Monkey Kid too much credit here. You're like, okay, Ninjago's copying Monkey Kid. Ninjago's been doing mechs for ages, bro. Before Monkey Kid did mechs.
Well, and this is like what the Kai's Titan mech could be. That's one of the only ninjas we don't have a Titan mech for, and this could really be that. So it's kind of funny. They're like, well, we're not going to do a Kai's Titan mech yet. We'll just do this Fire Knight mech, which we're assuming is Kai's. But it could kind of stand along Cole's Titan mech, Loy's Titan mech, as far as build quality and just epic raw energy.
So this means we're not getting a Kai's Titan mech?
I hope we do, but if we don't, this works for that, you know?
I've been waiting years for Kai's Titan mech. And this is... Because surely this is not as tall as Cole's Titan mech or Nia's. Do you think this is as tall as Nia's?
Nia's is 32 centimeters tall. How much? What's
so
this
26 centimeters on the stand. So
Nia's is bigger then.
Wow, it's almost quite a bit shorter. That's what it kind of looked like. It does have a lot of nice detail, but are we really going to say this is Cole's Titan mech level?
I don't think it's quite at that level. Maybe the one big drawback for me is the color scheme. Having it just be a little muddy with the red and dark red with a little bit of gold. There could have been a little bit better color blocking, some other accent color that makes it pop. That's what Cole's Titan Dragon mech does so well, is it's white with black and orange accent on it, whereas this is just kind of more muted tones. I will say, my favorite part of this whole set is the creature. Like, I would have wanted to see a whole set that's just the creature. I think the color scheme and the design on that sea creature probably is actually really fire.
Yeah, and the new Ninjago Legends Monstrosity trailer, they're trying to get dark and gritty, and, get the teenagers that are into the boys and Invincible. Like, wow, Ninjago's dark and messed up, guys. Look how messed up this creature is, bro.
They should have collabed with Linkin Park, go all Bionicle 2006 on us, and I think it would do really well.
That is, yeah, it does have Bionicle vibes, but you're right. The gold and the red just makes it seem, when it's not on the display stand, like another Ninjago mech of Kai's that's gold and red. Stop with it, guys. The color combo on Cole's with, that white and orange makes it pop.
I think I'd give this an 8, honestly.
Yeah, but that is disrespectful because a lot of people are giving this a 10. Like, this is the greatest thing that has ever graced Ninjago, ever. I agree with you, though. I'd give it an 8. I don't even know. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't feel like buying this, and I collect Ninjago mechs. Isn't that weird to say? I have the Titan Mech series. Like, why do I feel like this? I can't determine why.
I bet maybe if you see this in person at the LEGO store on display, maybe it would change your mind. Because I bet it would look like a really cool display piece, which is what it's meant to be.
Okay, well, that just depends on the price then.
Okay, we're looking at $120 for a 996 piece set.
So you're telling me this is $120 and Cole's Titan Mech is $100.
Yeah, but this comes with a display stand and a creature and an extra figure that Cole's doesn't.
I'm sorry, Coolito Productions. I'm sorry, Lego Man Cam. I'm sorry, Brick Daimyo. I'm sorry, Four Corners. I'm sorry, Lankster Bills. I'm sorry, Cameron Studios. I'm not buying this set unless somehow my mind changes. I'm certified not buying this set. You get 2 minifigures, Kai with sort of the edgy hair, and an NPC that actually kind of looks like Daniel Lewa. What the heck? Did put Daniel Lewa into Ninjago, bro?
Crap, this is my sig fig. Let's go to the next one.
Wait a second. There's no way. They made the Source Dragon of Zesty?
Oh my gosh. Why would you say that?
You know what I'm trying to say. His hips are all kind of... He's like shaking his hip. He's listening to Shakira or something, bro. Like, tell me one time you've seen a dragon in real life do this pose.
I've never seen a dragon in real life look like this. I thought he was like resting up against something, or... It looks like it just has like, some back problem where he's standing, but it's all contorted. Why is that the thing that we're focusing on? I don't know, but it draws your attention.
Again, we got the painted box art that looks cool. I'm a little bit down on this one, Daniel Lewa, because this is the Duolingo basic Lego green, default green. Is that it? I don't know. Oh.
Isn't that interesting that for both of these sets, the biggest hang up we have on them is the color scheme? Because otherwise, I think they're very well polished. I think the articulation on both of these is really nice. But I agree with you. The bright green and dark green, these kind of mushy tones, we've never really been a fan of.
Yeah, because look at his just beautiful crown ornament on his head. Like, that is like actual cooking category on Lego Ninjago part. But is it the gold with the green? I don't know. We got to call Four Corners or something to get this sorted out. Because I don't know if I like it.
What do you like more, this one or the other one?
I don't know if I'm the target demographic anymore, Daniel Lewa. Like, if we were in our Bionicle days when we were as a kid and we kind of liked this, maybe we'd be into this. But nowadays, as an adult and a soyfall and a 27-year-old single male fan of Lego, I would rather get the Clombo. I would rather spend that $100+ on the Lego Clombo. I'm sorry. I like
Ninjago. And you said this was the Zesty set. Oh my.
That's not the first time I've been called Zesty today.
What?
I'm projecting.
So you're saying Clombo beats Guardian Dragon in a fight, 1v1.
I don't know. Do you want one Master Wu minifigure, or do you want Tribal Adventure Peely and Oro minifigure? Like,
they skimped on figures so hard in these sets. I mean, yeah, they're going just for the big build, but for the price, this is $150. 1,650 pieces, one minifig. It's the same price as the Source Dragon of Motion from last year, which had quite a few more figs and all sorts of little flying dragons. And honestly, maybe that was a cooler dragon.
This does seem like a $150 set, though. Like, it kind of feels like that. That's not an absolutely terrible price. Yeah, it has one minifigure. But I think we just deduced the issue. Is that this is supposed to be the older 14 plus, but the mech and dragon from just recently last year, in our minds, is better than these two ones with Cole's Titan Dragon mech and the Source Dragon of Motion.
If these had come out before the Source Dragon of Motion and Cole's Dragon mech, we would have been, I think, much more impressed, right? Ninjagos keep setting their bar too high. It's like, well, you got to keep surpassing it every time. Otherwise, it's a little underwhelming, right?
Yeah, 100%. But I feel like we didn't say anything good about this set. Like, I love the cloth or vinyl wings with the tatters in them. It does look very dragon.
The display stand is nice. All the little details with the kind of the Torii gate, the Dragonstone shriney looking build with the branches and stuff. I think it looks fine. It's nice.
I'm wondering if I would
It's it.
prefer just
Yeah.
all the pieces and budget going to the dragon or mech itself. Like it is cool with the monster popping out. Like that is cool. But that monster is stuck in that position. It's not a, a playable thing. It's supposed to. So there are cons to being a display focus set as well as pros.
Well, it makes it feel less toyetic, and teenagers will have less qualms about getting this displaying it in their bedroom.
And adults,
Maybe
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, us too.
What would you rate this one on a scale of 1 to 10?
7 out of 10. The color scheme kills it for me.
Okay, I'll agree with you. Yeah, the default green. And guys, that's just a personal preference, subjective thing, are the colors. This could be someone's favorite color ever, best dragon ever. But I want to know what the commenters would rate this. Please, each one, what would you rate each one? Because it's not all about just Daniel Lewa and I's opinions. We're not the only humans on planet Earth who look at Lego.
There are many more. These are super different, super interesting, and I think there will be a lot of division among fandom on what they're doing here.
You just said these are super different and interesting. I don't know if these are super different and interesting. That's the problem, is I don't think these are super different and interesting. Well, okay,
their marketing approach is super different.
Yes.
They've never done anything in this way before.
Yes, it is interesting. I don't know if it's extremely different. I want to know what the OG Ninjago fans have to say. I want to try to get Four Corners on in here and see what he has to say.
Oh boy.
Because we freaking love Four Corners. Like, if Ninjago had a Bible, he would be the prophet. The actual Ninjago legend just appeared, and it's actually Four Corners over here. We just wanted to ask you, bro. Thank you so much, first and foremost. How do you feel about this new shift or new kind of path, new show that Ninjago is doing? These two sets specifically.
I think it's amazing. And I think if us fans support it, we could get a lot more like this, because it looks like they realize they got a bunch of teens, a bunch of adults who don't like buying multiple tiny sets. We got all these kids who would rather put a lot more of their money and invest it in some really nice product that, where if they get less of it, it takes up less shelf space. They just want a more concise finished product. And I think this show also kind of, the mood, if you've seen the trailer, it's so much darker. And everybody wants that. Ninjago has so much potential, and some of that potential is being wasted as a kids show. The fact that this set exists and it's not just some random uncanon super nice set, like, that's gonna attract fans, and I think that's why we're all happy about it. This stuff is canon. It's not like some random horror set that looks really beautiful but has nothing to do with the story. We got the story, we got the emotion, and I think a lot of people are gonna like this.
Is this like Star Wars if they had done Lego Vision sets, like Star Wars Visions, which is like semi-canon, or is this like actually like part of the Ninjago story?
No, this is full part of the story. I don't know if you caught up with Dragons Rising, but so basically Dragons Rising leaves a couple holes in the plot where we don't know what happened to Zane after the merge or what happened to Kai after the merge. And they kind of hint at it. They say like Kai's been through a lot, but they never tell us. So I guess that this is them filling the holes in a super creative way.
Not relating to the story, this is one of the concerns Daniel Lewa and I had while talking about it. Do these two sets to you feel that different from pre-existing Ninjago dragons and mechs?
That's a double-edged sword there. I'm gonna say yes. The mech, I think, is near the levels of complexity of the Fire Knight mech, and the dragon, we've never really gotten that big of a bipedal dragon before. So I'm gonna say it's different enough. Will I be getting them? I'm not sure yet, because there's some pretty awesome sets coming out, and my bank account only has so much money in it. Like if you wanted to get the whole wave, you'd be spending like $500, $600+ because the summer waves are already super huge, right? We got a $200 Destiny's Bounty. We got a $110 Lloyd Jet. We got a bunch of, like a $110 Ninja Team Combat Vehicle. So like after all that, you still have these legend sets. So money-wise, I would love to have all of it, but depending on the story, I might switch something out for the Fire Knight mech, but we'll see.
So that's actually crazy, because in theory, if they're marketing this to teenagers, they have even less cash than adults, and yet they're putting these huge, expensive price tags on these things. Like, as a teenager, I could get the $20 Brutaka Bionicle. That was like right up my wheelhouse. But $150 Dragon, is that going to be an issue for like them trying to get young adults and teenagers into this?
I think individually it's fine, but when you have this conflicting interest, like I want Dragons Rising and Legends, and I know it's technically two separate themes, but you kind of want it. So I think what they're trying to do is the older kids are going to want the older stuff, so there's not going to be a conflict of interest, but I bet there's a lot of people like me out there who are just in it for both that are starting to have an issue here.
So you legitimately would rather get the temple bounty over these two sets?
Of course. Have you seen the Temple Bounty? It's like the coolest new set ever. It's the greatest Estes Bounty, greatest ship of Lego all time. Gonna get hated for saying that, but
That's
yeah.
fine. That's totally fine to
Yeah.
say that. I'm just like, I'm worried because it's Ninjago cooked, because we have the little Ninjago legend here, and he's saying he doesn't even know if he's gonna buy the 2 Ninjago legend sets.
Not in a way like I don't want it. Like I really want it, and I might get it around December or Christmas or something. Like if I can, maybe if I ask some of my loved ones.
Guys, we need to get Four Corners these sets. Become a channel member on Four Corners channel. He does the best Ninjago video. Like, I don't know. He really does. There are a lot of good ones out there, but come on. The go. Daniel Lewa and I were concerned that this is a cool dragon and mech, but I think we got a cooler dragon and mech last year with the Source Dragon and the Coals, and those aren't teenage marketed, but they're even doper. Am I wrong for saying that?
I think last year was set a lot of bars for a lot of things with Ninjago. We got the best temple, best mech, and this summer was always going to be a step below that. But I think I like the story implications of these things better. Like I would rather have Kai's Fire Knight mech than Cole's Titan Dragon mech, because Cole's mech didn't really do much in the show. I know it's a better Lego build. It's a better Lego build for everyone watching.
It's okay.
But Kai's Fire Knight mech is like possessed by an ancient fire master. It's the centerpiece of a whole story. That definitely does something for it. It's kind of like Avengers Tower. My point is, like, sometimes the story does matter. I mean, like, without that, it's just a lifeless husk.
No, that does make sense. Yeah, the story. I can relate with Marvel Comics. The story really does matter for the. So I 100% get that. Thank you for clarifying that.
Our other biggest complaint we had was the colors. If this had not been kind of this muddy, muted red tones, and the dragon had not just been bright green dragon like we've seen for a lot of green dragons before, it could have been potentially better. Is that something you agree with, or do you think the colors here work?
We're talking to Four Corners like he was the set designer.
You were calling him Ninjago Prophet. You think he wouldn't have an opinion about this?
Kai's mech, I like the muted colors because the show's in black and white, so I feel like you relate to it a little bit better just because of the muted colors. Because I bet, like, you only see the colors of the mech when you see, like, a red light reflecting on it or something, so that makes sense. And it's a darker story, so it might not make sense to have it completely bright. That set, in my eyes, is perfect. The green dragon is one of my least priorities to get, at least right now. I haven't seen the show yet. But we haven't gotten a bright green, like a huge bright green dragon like that in forever. So the color scheme doesn't bother me as much, but now that you bring it up, the landscape is green, the dragon's green. So maybe you might be onto something.
Last question. If you could rate each one of these sets 1 out of 10 Four Corners, what would you rate them, starting with the mech?
I'd give the Kai mech right now like a 8.7 out of 10. I don't know if you can remove that little stand on the cape, because if you can't, that's terrible. And the dragon, I give it like a 8 out of 10 just because I've heard rumors of the price. And I've seen it in the shorts, and it just felt like they didn't need to make it too big. Like, this could have been $100 dragon or a $90 dragon easily, because it's not a source dragon in the show from what it seems like.
Guys, tell LEGO to lower their prices. It's bleeding into Ninjago now. Why is the original action themes have their price bumped too? Like, thank you so much, Four Corners. You're the absolute biggest legend of Ninjago, and please go subscribe to him immediately, or Sensei Wu's gonna come into your room and find you. Thank you so much, Four Corners. You're the GOAT. Please subscribe to him. If you like this kind of video, subscribe to us. Let us know what you would rank these sets.
Yeah, thanks for watching. A special shout out to all our channel members for their continued support, who are...
I'm Lidme, MC Go, Uncle Norman, Uncle Michael, Mary Kay, Oliver J. the Ginger Lender, Cesar, Shui Lee, Grandma Susan, Norman Davis, Dr. Dan PhD, Sir Grisp, Richie Rage. Thanks so much for being channel members. You guys are the best fans ever.
And if you made it this far in the video, put Dupiter in the comments below because you're a real one.
Chamoy.